or good afternoon or good evening, from wherever you're watching this video from. Question Friday. You ask a question, any question about anything and everything, and the people will answer the questions. Anything that disturbs you right now, someone has been through it and they know what to do. Some people have even developed systems on how to handle certain situations. Good morning, Mr. JK. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm late. I was having a conversation with my wife. She was allowing me to get a second one. But the conversation was heated, so I almost forgot to. But you know, she was telling me to get a second wife. So, but I hope you're doing well. Today is a Friday, 17th. 17 days into March. Good morning, Innocent. I hope you're doing well. Yeah. 17 plus 28, 38, which makes it 45, plus 30, 75, 76 days into the year 2023. People have gotten used to the fuel prices, by the way. This is why we have a lot of jam. Good morning, Chris Da Vinci. Good morning, Gaetano. I hope you're doing well. Yesterday we bought a Vitz. Yeah, yesterday we bought a Vitz, guys. Oh. That conversation is also interesting. So one of my followers here came and we went. Of course, he had options of Vitz. And two options, we looked at them. It was an interesting journey. Chivazo. Yeah, there's something ominous about that name. Ominous. Good morning, Salmin. Let me hope you're also doing well. Yeah, Chivazo. Yeah, it's possible that Chivazo actually means that. Yeah, so yesterday we went with one of my people here. Of course, he has a little late, so we ended up actually paying for the card around 5. Yeah, but we got a Vitz. We got a very good Vitz. UAS. I think I shared on the community tab. We bought a Vitz 9 million. Overall, the car was actually nice. We bought it. This guy had just put 2 new tires in front. The tires were definitely fine. He had just put 2 new tires on the rear. On the front, the MRF. At the MRF were bay, man. Me, I've never put MRF tires on my car. It will have to be a Toyota Uganda car, 0 mileage, for me to put MRF. Because MRF one tire costs 270,000. And he put 2 tires. So kakati nzokuteka eje mpira eje bei kumoroka ina kubanga najiguze mu Toyota Uganda nga ya 0 mileage. Me, I put tires over 170. Teri kajanja. No, that's 100,000. But you know MRF, you can drive MRF for 4 years. I think I'll try it. I'll try the next time. Neve mwaka kade. Teke mipira ku Corolla hiyo ngena jisamune engine. Ikina chonchi mali. Yeah, so today's question Friday, guys. If you have a question, definitely people on this platform have answers. That guy is a fighter. Bajita Chibina. Good morning, Lions team. I drove that Chibina to Mbarara, came back, realized there was no oil. We put oil and I drove again. You leave that Chibina alone. That one, it knows sadness. ennaku bagiyita sadness.
Yes.
That car, if I can drive them for almost 4 years, then yeah, I'm actually thinking MRF ewangala. MRF awangala nnyo alinga gino empira bagiyita bata kuga tires. Basically all the tires that are expensive, you can drive them for a very long time. Linglong and all these other tires, you drive them for like 2 years. You get it. So I'm actually thinking of next time putting but anyway, the fact that I'm going to put a new engine in this car, why not put those MRF tires? But you need to buy MRF tires when your car is in really good condition, suspension and all that. And now days but days but now today is also dark, like we are in a horror movie. I don't know what's happening. So for the beginners, guys, if you're just going to buy your first car and you don't have a lot of money, emotoka mugiraba maaso yo bajja giguza milioni nga 5 kitundu tefa kibina wo giraba kyayakana amataala ku bukadde bweriko. This is how you stop at zebra crossings and you let people cross, especially when they are women. Abasajja badduke. Yes, abasajja badduke. Men were meant to struggle. Yes, I'm a man, I struggle. You think I don't struggle? Let them struggle also. Hey, Martha, hey. Abasajja badduke betete. My son, he's a man, let him struggle. Me, I've struggled all my life. Men are supposed to struggle. Good morning, Abby. I hope you're doing well. So yesterday we set off at around 11 a.m. and question Friday. Solomon, Corolla ange yange. Otobolo jifuna by the way. And I'm thinking tebajja kusera. I know you can get it. I know you can get it. But why do you want a Corolla like mine? You think it will be as good as mine? Maybe disappointed. Yeah? So you buy it, but don't buy it because Arthur has had a good chance with it. You buy a car that you really want because oyinza ogigula because Arthur agiwaana ate naye ku disappointing. Okitegeera. So you need to buy it because you want it. The Mercedes-Benz yiyo bagiyita B160. It's the replacement of the A160. But the A160 used to dive too much. Madamu tayagala muyita madamu, tayagala namuyita mama Abani, bayagala muyita sweetheart. For me, there are statements that in my mouth, Katevi, never mpulira like that. Katevi, sweetheart. The vowels don't come out properly. Like it's not my personality to say those sweet words. Yeah. I didn't know that a Toyota Axio and a Fielder are the same car in different body. Hey, the Axio is definitely the Corolla. That's one thing you need to know. And the Corolla is the Fielder. As the years advance, you realize it's the same car still. As the years advance. These guys are simply recycling. They give cars different names, change a little in the interior, probably even the body they change just a little, and I think these guys have mastered the art of they have mastered the art of brands, because someone will just like the name Axio, and probably someone will like the way the bumper looks, then another one will like the way the interior is different. You get it? So they just, you know how Coca-Cola keeps developing all these sodas. I think Pepsi has more products. Mirinda apple, pineapple, Mirinda purple. They have so many Mirindas. They have that Mirinda that is green, light green, or what they call it, Mirinda Lime. They have so many brands. So Toyota has also mastered. Arthur, is the Vista reliable when it comes to Uber? It is reliable, but for Uber, it's going to be a high maintenance car because it's a 1.8. For Uber, I've always been telling you guys, buy a car that is either 1.56, even lower than the lower the better. So if you can get a 1.3cc, it will be good. So you can buy a Vitz RS that is a 1.3. It has power and fuel efficiency all together. But if you can get a Corolla like mine, it's a 1.5, give you very good performance and also give you very good fuel efficiency. Yeah. So with Uber, focus on 1.5cc and below. So for the people that are not in Uganda, we are in winter here. Yeah, so for Uber business, 1.5cc and below. Don't go beyond 1.5cc. She is like me. I want to call me babe. Martha, you people, you can want your things, but you need to understand your man's personality. Now, like me, my personality. Like a kati, omusajja omukulu kata nkukula babe. But slaking babe, babi call ebyo. Honey. I'm not a slaking. As I talk about the Vitz you bought, yeah, I'm going to talk about it. Yesterday. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that Vitz. Katinze. You don't need energy. I never slaking by energy. Slaking only have energy for the bed. So we are hustlers. You can't be looking for money. Hustle. Get tired and also start calling honey. Then no saying you people see the look that I'm getting. You think we are getting divorced tomorrow because I'm saying the truth. Should I pass the yogurt place? Yes. But it's late, 7:33. You people, the look I'm getting here, you'd think we are divorcing tomorrow simply because I've said I can't say babe, honey. But all the guys that I've seen that call their women honey, babe, it ends in tears. We people that don't say those things, we have genuine love. You will find that even a man is calling you babe, honey, because he has forgotten your name. Or he's being romantic. For me, my wife, I call her son name, Nisara Nako. And she likes it, by the way. Of course, when she takes my name finally, I'll be calling her my name, Nisarako. That's why giving me that look. Tukufunile muroke hiyo nkolenga live za ngatoli nuru. I call my woman babe even without thinking about it. Jekora Olimoro, orabi Olimoro slaking. JK is kind of a slaking. He's not good. Arthur, my question is, what do you say if Emufuna Pola receive a Harrier Kawundo for free? Drive it. But nange firstborn, even if they gave me a Kawundo for free, I would drive it. I think you should look at me. If I received the Harrier Kawundo for free, I would drive it. Mwe, tupembe ntuyokwe udisa. I can't run out of money for fuel. What the moroka yabwere atengo Uganda. Chibanga muntu kuwa kalinanga yabwere ngatoka asina ziteka mu ntebe. If they give you a Harrier Kawundo for free, firstborn, jivuge nze nkubulya, we only live once. Emoroka jota tadde kasente ko jivuge gwe kyoba okola. One strategy that I've realized works for me, and it helped us when we went to Matuga. Diversify your income. Make sure that you diversify your income. That's, I think, this thing that if they are motivational speakers I've listened to, there is one that made sense to me. That whenever you think that you're spending a lot of money on things, the best thing is not for you to cut your expenses. The best thing for you to do is to actually increase your income. I don't know if I make sense. The best thing for anyone to do when they think that they cannot afford their life is to increase their income. Make sure the card divide. Make sure umtakuwange motoka atena atakuwa kadi. Ujja kumara ku investinga mama after gonga manje motoka chikunywa mara chitwale. Make sure they give you the logbook. So nze bwe bampa kali ate oba ne bumpa V8 zino ngeza aba MOP, I drive it. I drive it. Era first born bwe baba akuwadde kawundo gwe kulema jimpe. You simply said it. No! Yeke, who does it want a hurry ya kawundo? The only thing that I don't recommend, is for you to invest money in something you know you cannot afford. But if you're not investing in it, drive it. She's mad at you, and you support her. You support. For me, it doesn't come natural for me to say, honey, babe. Something is missing. Good morning, I cancel. Me, I sell it and buy my dream car. For me, those motivational speakers. JK, let me tell you one thing. A strategy watching Kugamanti Ekola, it has worked for me. I know people that have failed to maintain cars. Ngayaro was a motoka bwe buzibu. Nenga their actual problem is that they don't have enough income. I don't know if I make sense, JK. Until we have seen people that have failed to maintain bicycles. We have seen people that have failed to maintain bicycles. Nga egali emumenya. Me, I used to have a bicycle when I was joining campus. And no kugula mpira gwe gali nga gumenya. At that level, egali yali ya bay to maintain. When nagula my first car, I was actually able to maintain the car. But I found ways to maintain the car. So for me, that school of thought has actually helped me a lot. Instead of always saying something is expensive, it's like when you have kids, JK. When you have kids, everyone can actually manage kids. It's just that you have to increase your income and plan better. So katinze JK na bobo ina chika unde yo yagala okuchimpa. Sina buzibu na kawundo. Sijina ako buzibu. Arthur, why used Mark X and Grand I see online being sold a bit cheap, like 9 million, 10 million, 8 million? If it's a Mark 2 Grand, if it's a Mark X, togura. A good Mark X. Isn't that better than calling you babe? I've just given my wife money, but it's better than calling her babe. Isn't it better than? I can't give you both. Count the money. Feel the joy. Isn't that better than calling you babe? She's mad at you. You're not mad. Now you see the smile on your face. Just give the woman the money. So Abe, Mark 2 teziba nnyo na buzibu. Of course you inspect, but Mark 2 million mwenda, it's okay. Naddala nga Mark 2 musota. Grand weba ya mwenda gikebere nnyo inzobe erimu ekigo sometimes or paper doesn't check out. Engine tezitera kufa, gearbox imposes zezitera okufa. Yeah, but overall the Mark 2, the price is fair. Yeah. Arthur, I'm a very busy person currently. I have a budget of 15 and need a car. I'll get my leave next month and plan to get in touch with you. No problem, Lions team. And trust me, you being a very busy person, kati ojja kumpa yenda ku bbiri tunoonye motoka. Tuyinza n'otaziweza ennaku ebbiri. My turnaround time has always been 1 day, most of the time. Era emmotoka ebiseera ebisinga bwe situfuna in 1 day. Second day I don't get, you need to rest. Okomewo next month probably. Because kati awo either tumanya either gwatannamanya ky'oyagala oba emmotoka gy'oyagala mu katale nnungi teriimu. Uncle Arthur, check my question. Let me look for it, Salmin. Katamere Mirun said, real men don't express their love in public. It's only reserved for the bedroom. I think so, Salmin, by the way. I agree with Tamale Mirundi. Like, you're hugging your woman. Now I'm getting threats. Give me back the money. And I call you babe. Yeah, I kind of agree with Tamale Mirundi. Like a real man, how do they find you? Hugging your woman. Across the street, babe. tamale mirundi mutuufu tamale mirundi mutuufu jeke muleke jeke muzungu jeke takyali muna Uganda jeke is no longer African jeke is Danish ayogera no Danish gutobera no luzungu lwayogera wano mu comment luzungu si lwaffe fe tuba tugamba ebintu nga drive jeke would be saying movement okiraba kati jeke muzungu nnyo hey yes Almini, I agree. Back in the day I used to do Patrick Bitatule's office, and he always told me not to increase my living expenses when my income increases. He said that if my income doubled, then changing my lifestyle a bit would be okay. A Ugandan earning a month goes and rents a house of 50% of their income. That's not sustainable. JK, I've not said that someone should increase their expense, but their expenses that will increase automatically whether you like it or not. I'll give you an example, JK. Bozala umwana, your expense will almost double, sometimes even more than double, whether you like it or not. Ochitegeera ngozadde omwana bozala owokubiri, it increases a bit oba oyagala oba toyagala. Ochitegeera. So under those circumstances, do you kill the child or you sell them? Under the circumstances that your expenses have increased because they have to increase. Because the more we grow, the more our expenses increase. Whether you like it or not. But under those circumstances, what do? You increase your income. You increase your income. You don't cut, because there are expenses that are very hard to cut. Kati, I'll give you an example. When I was still in Kasaragata, I used to pay a water bill of 50k a month. At that time, we had only one toilet. Now I have 3. So I will tell you that ideally, if I were paying national water, I would be paying more than 50,000, probably 100 or 120. But that expense could actually be cut. Now I cut it by harvesting water. So I don't pay. I'm going to even cut it further by getting an extra tank, probably 2,000. If I can kuanika my 5k, I will and get a 10k down. Then I'll not be paying water bills. Then I've cut my expense. A low income earner getting a free Harrier Kaundo. JK, I'm still a low income earner. Sijitunda. Then probably I need my guardian angel Emma to come and tell me. Mvugamu so that you get rid of excitement. Gomanyi mva kono kumva ko tuddamu na kukinyenga. Era bwe bampanga Harrier Kaundo ya bwerere mva maso. I want to be clear. Nze nime bampa zinyo V8 zaba MP kasitaba banga card nayo bagimpadde. Nze nja jivuga at least you drive it kasitaba kwadde yabwere, at least drive it Saturday and Sunday. Ojoge. No, increase your income. But let me tell you one thing. Obviously for me, if I got a Harrier Kaundo, my income will more than double. I don't know how, but I would make sure my income doubles. Either I'm fairer, or my income will double. Just the fact that I drive a Kaundo. Guys, I've been telling you. The fact that I drive my Corolla, when I go to a gate, to someone's gate when I've gone to market, my status is up there. Because I take a Corolla Kati, imagine I'm marketing. I have clients that I help prepare marketing plans. Obviously, my consultation will go higher. That's why lawyers are driving those big cars. I have a friend who is a lawyer. My OB. Yatandika avuga visitor. Nalinya nadda ku Harrier. Era rate gye yali charging nga avuga visitor. It's not the same money he charges when he drives a Harrier Kaundo. Era I pay because I value his service when I need it. So me, a free thing is not a very good thing. Either me, I've never gotten anything free by the way. But if I got it, I would value it because I never get free things. Actually, the only time I almost got a free thing, someone gave me money, and after some time he said, give me my money back, and I paid. So for me, when I'm getting something free, that's why I'm saying if you give me a Harrier Kaundo for free, you need to give me my logbook. Otherwise, I don't drive it. You need to give me my logbook. I drove the Harrier for a while, but the fuel didn't make sense to me. Yet I stay in much in the Chizungu and mostly drive to friends around Bukoto and Tindachira. Yeah, is why I didn't you know, I will justify anything. Me, when someone wants something, he'll justify anything. But of course, I'm saying this because I know there is no chance that anyone will ever give me a free car. God made me to struggle. I've never gotten anything free, so I know I'm going to work for everything. Me, I work for every shilling. Arthur, can I get a Corolla like yours at 1.3? There is no Corolla 1.3. All Corollas are 1.5 and above. 9 million, it's possible. Probably it's possible to get a 9 million, but it will have some work to do. Omuntu alina Corolla ye nga nnungi ajja giguza ekitone nnyo million nga 13. Like 13 million for a Corolla like mine that is in good. Olaba nange yange sigitunda. Nange yange kati that brokers were asking me yesterday when we were looking for a Vita, I was telling them 17. It was very okay. Sivuga motoka ate inzo ba Praga zali yali enywacha litanga. I think a liter of that area would go for like 7 kilometers, but I would not sell it. I would keep it for functions. I'm not excited about it. I'm not excited about it. I would not sell it. Why are you putting selling thoughts in my head? I get a free account and I said it. Okay. Anyway, Uncle, the question was about Mark 2 grand before Tamale Miron. Hey, it's that I Tamale Miron. No, so you. Let me see. Did you talk about the Mark 2 being cheap? Hey, Uncle, Mark 2 grand. Oh, Mujirabi, since it's Friday, Kaburaza wange yangambye mu Mark 2 grand mukyala wa mpeta okufa kwe kubaawula muteyina bigere in case ng'otunda. That's your what's kakati Salmin, let me answer this question in a way. People that keep telling you emotoka teyina bigere, yeah, buli motoka eyina ebigere ate buli motoka teyina bigere. How? Me, I had a Vitz. Tola bantu Vitz eri katale. I had a Vitz 1.3 nga nungi nga namu gwe tukanga gwatunda lwojja okumanya ate emotoka yo teyina bigere. When you're the one looking for a car, eba terabika, why don't you go? Bobanga gwatunda emotoka eba terabika, eba ya bei, abajina batono. Basically, when you're trying to buy something, it's rare, but you be the one selling. You just have your car 100 million today and want to buy a house, a complete house. Wait. Want to buy a complete house today with your 100 million. And you set your conditions, you will not get a house that is within your conditions. You go. But you'll be having a 4-bedroom house with a fence, paved compound, painted, tiled, everything checks out. Be selling 100 million, everyone will come telling you they are giving you 60. Yes, that's for my work. You get what I'm saying, Salmin? So don't let anyone tell you memoro kateina bigere, bwe batayina bigere. Abasubuzi tebazisuubula. Bazisuubula. One thing I want you to consider when you're buying a car for now, currently, because me, I drove a Mark 2, and it was very easy for me to sell it because someone wanted it, and it was a manual, and someone came and bought it without a hassle. Of course, nasigala mubanja yakasente, but the money I sold it, I had recouped all my investment in that car. Kati nzize mubanja zigenda kubaza akubonya ye noye yagimugulako okitegeera. But every car has feet and every car doesn't. Okitegeera. That's the reason why I'm saying if there were cars that had very good market, you will not find that people have fielders in the bonds, because a fielder is a hot cake. But you find someone selling a fielder for 2 weeks and no one is buying it. The one thing that influences whether a car is going to be bought or not is the offer. How much are you selling? If someone was selling a fielder at 6 million, if fielders were 6 million, there would be no fielders in the bond. But fielders are 35, 38 million. That's why they are there in the bond. And also, for a person that is selling desperately, emotoka tejja kuba na bigere, but you sell your car and have a car in good condition. If you're selling a car that is not in good condition, definitely tegenda kuba na bigere. because omuntu wajana ajitunako aina kyeyekwasa. Yesterday we were looking for a bit, for example. Now I can try to tell my story. Terina bigere means that people don't want to buy it. It means that people don't want to buy it. So let me try to tell you the story of the VTS that we bought yesterday. Yesterday we were looking for a VTS now. This gentleman already had his options. He had options of cars he wanted. He had actually looked at certain cars, but he also had 2 options already. And he thought that, okay, with these options we can look and probably get one. So we meet up. He finds me at I think he came to Bat Valley, my office, and then we went and picked a broker, one of the broker that knew where the first car we were going to look at was, and then we picked his friend, and then we picked my mechanic as well. Hey boys, don't fight. And so after picking them, he called. There's a car he had sent me, a VIT still. It was blue. I think it was a UAP over. And then we called the car. It came and we looked at the car. Now this person, I think, was selling this car to him at 9 million. Okay, 9 million. Aban, let me finish it. 9 million, 8 million. When we look at the car, I think it did have tires, but for me that wasn't an issue. The interior was fair. It had an accident here. I think probably it fell somewhere and leaned using this part. So it had like a crash history here. Even in front, it had a crash history. The bumpers were not very okay. But what caught my attention was the engine check light that wasn't going off. Now, me, I would not recommend anyone to buy a car that has an engine light check that doesn't go off. Because engine check light, if it's a very simple problem, that's something that anybody that is selling a car would take care of. Engine check light can mean so many things. For example, you might find that the engine itself is dead. It's simply telling you throw the engine away and put a new engine. For you, you can risk because it's a good offer. Check engine light. The check engine light is stopping the feet from moving. For me, as Arthur, that killed the vibe for me for this car. The body was still on, the rest of the body was in original shape apart from the front and this part here that had an accident. But for me, and of course the engine did sound very well. The engine never did remember the VTR engine, they're not timing belt, they have timing chains. Now when the timing chain either gets tired or the linear where it goes, that's where the chijegere goes gets tired, then the car starts having that sound. My car also has that sound. One of the reasons why I'm changing the engine, you get. So when it gets that tired, then of course it has that sound. So plus the engine check engine light. So that one, but we did not write. What's up? Okay, wait, we're going to get there. For me, we did not really write it off. We said, okay, let's go look at another car. So this gentleman also had another option. So we drove, and this guy, the car we were going to see, the second one, looked nice in pictures. Basically, both these cars looked very nice in the pictures. So we went. This car was in Lubowa. You know Lubowa, that big shopping mall where Roofings is. Where JCRC is. So when they talked about the neighborhood, I knew this car has to check out because of the neighborhood. So we drove to Lubowa and then we parked and waited for this guy. But when I saw the car, even I lost energy in my feet, in my legs. So this car, I looked at it in the side mirror and I knew this was not a car to buy. But anyway, the guy passed us. He had the muzungu. Yeah, he said it was his woman. That they were going for lunch. Away from the subject, and I told these guys, "Oh, you guy bamuwasa. Why bamuwasa? Basajja abaddugavu abawasa abazungu tubane sente. Nga ffe tuwasizza ne guy baba bamuwasa. Kamotoka kabadde kabi. The body was not good. When we followed him and went to the restaurant, the body was not good, the interior wasn't pretty, you get. And then he was telling us he just bought a new engine. He bought a new engine, a 1.3. But on opening the bonnet, bamufera bamuguza 1.0 engine instead of a 1.3. Why? How would I know? Because I drove a Vitz that has a 1.3cc engine, 2NZ. But this car had a 2SZ something. It was a 1.0. But the guy kept saying, I paid for it. And we kept telling him, bakufera. Kiriza bakorachi. But he kept denying it, yet basobora kumufera. But anyway, overall, me just looking at the car, and then this guy was selling 9 million. The car wasn't even worth 8. You get? So for me, it was a deal breaker. And then we had to start making phone calls to see cars. So the broker we had said they had the Vitz, the RS, the 1.3cc. We said, let's go look at it. But also my mechanic knows someone in Machinde that said they had a car, a Vitz. So we drove to Machinde and someone had brought these Vitz to sell. It was a UBD. It was a UBD, but the engine was bad. The body was not good. Basically, you get that one. They were selling 9 million, but the engine sounded bad. You get? So for me, I didn't even want to check. So, and then there was another Vitz that we were calling us for, but I think the guy was a broker. So we drove. As we were going to, because the process was for us to go to see the Vitz RS. But first, we went and saw the Vitz we actually bought. Now, this one was also 900cc, but it was good. The engine was too good. The body wasn't so pretty, especially the bumper, but the body was original. No accident history, no nothing. You get? Yes. Thank you. So, basic, the interior, the seats needed to be some repairs, but overall this car and the offer it was the money, the amount it was being sold was very, very, very good. So, but after seeing this car, we found it in but the guy was at a bank doing some transaction. Basically, it's a buy and drive car. No, there was no police receipts, no nothing. So we went and saw the RS. The RS was also good. The body was good. Basically, the body and interior checked out. No tires, of course, but the engine was bad. The engine was drinking some oil. So basically, you would know that, and it consumed a lot of oil because those angaba topping on oil mukadde. So you'd buy it, and the next 3 months probably you need to buy a new engine. So my advice was that we leave this car, the RS, because it checked out, but being that this gentleman, it was going to be his first car. Me, I wouldn't recommend that you buy a first car and then you have to change an engine. You get, especially when you're buying the car, because they were selling it to him at 10 million. You get 10 million cash, and for me it was like, okay, how do you sell a Vitz RS UAV? It was a UAV at 10 million. There was something definitely wrong, and the engine is what was wrong. So it was consideration. The guy wanted 9 million cash, and then he demands, and if it were not cash, he was selling 11 million, but it was 10 million over 10.5 if you're paying cash. The 10.5 was because we had this broker. There was a broker involved, so I'm thinking the 500 was for the broker. And so now this is normally the time that I let my customer do his own choice. So there were two choices. You buy the Vitz, the 900cc, which was checked out by the way, or you pay because this other guy said if you're paying cash, you pay 9 million. If you're not paying cash, you pay 9.5. So you give me what you have. Then the Vitz RS, which had a bad engine, you either pay 10 million over 10.5 cash, or you buy installment 11 million over 11.5. I don't really remember very well. And so I let my customer do his choice because now all the facts were on the table. And yeah, he decided to buy the 900cc. Okay. So he decided to buy the 900cc cash 9 million. So we called this guy, the 900cc guy, and we drove to where the payment was going to be done. Now this gentleman has a very good relationship with the father. I hope I have a good relationship with my sons as well. So the dad is a lawyer. So so we drove to meet the dad. He came. He's the one that drafted the agreement. And the dad almost did not buy this car because, well, the transfer was not being done immediately there and then. And then the guy that was selling to us, boys, play nicely. So the guy that was selling to us did not have his paperwork in order. So we told him, take a judge, go and bring the paperwork, which he did. He went and brought the papers. They checked out. He had the now the numbers, when we verified the numbers. Aban, stop. You sit there, sit in your place. So the numbers on the TIN number of the person who is in the logbook, the numbers were all not going through. However, we were lucky that when this guy brought the paperwork on the national ID of the person whose names the car is, there was a USA number. So I called the number, it went through, but I think because of the time difference, that guy was sleeping. I put on WhatsApp and the WhatsApp number went through. So this guy had moved to the US like 3 years ago, I think. Sorry. He had moved to the US 3 years ago. So that's why the Ugandan numbers were not on. So I engaged him on WhatsApp, and finally he agreed he's going to do the transfers for us and then I sent him the papers that we had. So he's going to do the transfer for us today. But the deal breaker for Mzee was, if the transfer can't be done today, don't buy the car. And I was clear with them. Of course, we because this car was really nice and I wanted my guy to get it. The guy, first of all, the guy had just bought 2 new tires for the front, and he bought MRF. Second, we figured out later after payment, this guy had also changed all the shocks. He had repaired the suspension in front, all of it. So you can imagine we were deal breaking because the transfer can't be done there and then. So of course, when Mzee pulled the rope, yes, so Mugwa, I told Mzee, you know what? If you're not comfortable buying this car for your son, my advice is that let's look for another car tomorrow, because we had already wasted both our times. I knew the transfer could be done. But Mzee was not confident if it can't be done there and then. And Mzee was saying, let us pay this guy 1 million, then he gives us the car. And I was telling him, there is no person is ever going to give you their car when you have just given him 1 million of the 9 million. And Mzee was saying, okay, let us give him 5 million. You get? And then I told Mzee, no. I was telling him, you need, because if this guy trusts me, in a way, it should actually work out for us, because I've had people that bought cars and we did the transfer later on. You get? So, but this transfer will definitely be done. But the Mzee doesn't know me, which I would definitely be like him if I was buying a car for Urban. You get? And it made sense what he was doing. But I think Mzee is a corporate, and you know how corporate people can be. Corporate people, offices are to street. There is a theory. There is theory that, okay, when I buy a car, I have to transfer it there and then. Yeah. And then there is the practice that it's very rare for you to find a car that you're going to buy and the transfer gets done there and then. And I knew for a fact that if it was going to be like that for Mzee, we were not going to buy a car. So, but my solution for Mzee was this: let's do an agreement. Let's do an agreement that is very strict. That they have not given me snack today. You're laughing at me. So for me, I told Mzee that let's do an agreement that is very, very tough. That if the transfer doesn't get done, this guy refunds all our 9 million. And the guy agreed that, okay, if the transfer does, because the guy was confident also. If the transfer doesn't get done, I'll refund all the 9 million. You get? And it was okay. So we paid for the car and then we drove away. I hadn't even reached halfway my journey home, and this guy started texting me, "Hi, this, how did you get my number?" Then I told him, "Okay, this is what happened." And he said, "No problem. I gave those people that I sold to the car, I even gave them money to transfer. They did not transfer. No. Okay, I'll help you." And then we finally agreed. Okay, of course, he had agreed to give me the password to his TIN number. And then I think he consulted someone in Uganda. Then the person in Uganda told him, no. You don't give anyone your password of your TIN. So the guy said, "You know what, bro? I don't know you. So what you do, send me all the paperwork you have, and I'll get the transfer forms for you." Which is okay, still even better. Yeah. So I sent him the paperwork, and today he's actually going to give us the transfer forms. So that's what happened. And but one thing I would have felt bad about is that we were letting a very good car go because there's something, a glitch in the paperwork. And the glitch was very genuine. On a guy, he moved to the US. He's not even interested in coming back to Uganda. You get? He was telling me Uganda bichi. If he hadn't consulted someone in Uganda about the TIN, he was going to give me the password, and I would have gotten the transfer forms myself at night yesterday. You get? So but we were going to miss a very good car where someone has changed all the 4 shock absorbers. And by the way, this guy had changed all the 4 shock absorbers, but even the shock absorbers he took out were okay. So the guy that sold us the car was called Solomon, actually. Yeah. So we got the shocks. Me, I took the old tires. I'm going to give my boys to play with. And then the mechanic is going to take these shock absorbers. Definitely going to sell them to someone else. So 2 tires, suspension is all repaired. You get? Of course, there are those minor repairs that I, of course, put on the channel. In you get? Those are very simple things that can be repaired. Those are simple things that even guys that buy cars of 25 million find in a car. Yeah, but generally, the car checked out, and that's how we bought a Vitz. But Salmin, going to your point of a Morocco in Abigere, you realize that we saw 2 Vitz, and we really wanted a Vitz, but we did not buy them. Why? Because they had those, and you realize that even this very car, for the old man, the old man wouldn't have bought the Vitz because it was not transferable. I think the old man is used to buying cars from the bond. But even in the bond, the transfer doesn't get done there and then. I think that's one thing he forgets. And this is where, especially if you're a corporate and you are in office work, office work, trust me. If you're going to buy a car with me, trust me. If you're a corporate, because you corporates don't know the things that happen here. I've been telling you about my relative who came from office work. You get it? Because one thing you need to understand, that order have been able to be a transfer. But they will even tell you everything will even check out. Everything will even check out for you. And then you buy a car, you go tomorrow, they tell you the car was stolen. But sometimes, because me, I do verification. When you give me your car 400K, that money includes verification, and I do the verification. You get what I'm saying? I do the verification. And when I do the verification and I find out that there is something that doesn't check out, definitely I throw the car away. And that's one thing that has never happened. And the paperwork did not check out. Majority of the time, if you have a TIN number, your transfer is done that very week. The only transfer that we have not done in a very short time was for the Alteza gentleman, and the reason it didn't happen was because he did not have a TIN number. So we had to help him get a TIN number, and then normally umuntu watakuwera transfer form akutawanya ochitegeera. So that's why we had challenges. So the gentleman from the Alteza kept transfer, and I kept him trying to be patient. It's going to be done, but I kept telling him the challenge that happened. But anyway, yeah. So that's the Vitz we bought. Alan is saying, oh, Mr. JK had the Lexus 3.3 or 3.5. Okay, and then JK saying mine wasn't a Lexus, it was a Harrier 3000cc. Then Kaundo 3 liter is strong. Nayama futa ampuli that chitufe uta. JK says it's fun to drive. My woman didn't want me to sell it. I told her to fuel it after a week of her trying. She was okay with me selling. Even me, I've been told in Banjajivuga weekend. I had a friend here in Denmark who visited me in Uganda, and we spent the day driving to different places in the car. He loved it, and I sold it to him. Comfortable. but of course kati mu abazungu amafuta mu gasobola. If I get a kawundo for free, it automatically becomes the weekend car. Thank you very much Gaitano. I've been telling people nze bwompa kawunde raba nayi bwoba oli yeyo nga kawunde kutamye nenga toyagala gitunda ng'oyo yagala mukama akuwa omukisa. Trust me, God is my friend. You give me a kawundo for free, you'll be blessed. Just give me the siyinza kutunda kawundo mwe atoba emoroka gyoyinza okumpa ku bwerere n'engitunda nyongeza teriosi duet. You see, even a Pajero GDI, I would not sell it. The Delica, that new model of the Delica, give me any model of Mazda and I will sell it. You get, because those cars, they will become problems to you. But a Harrier, which problem? The only problem is fuel. You give me a Harrier for free, I drive it, but I take it after you transfer to my names. Yeah, so that was the story of the Vitz, and it was, of course, we paid for the Vitz at 5:30. At that time, there is jam. Me who lives in the village, I reached village at 9:30, but which is okay. Normally, when I take my kids home late and it's my fault, I buy them ice cream. But yesterday I had an excuse. We went to the ice cream place and the ice cream place was closed. So I told them I'll buy them ice cream tomorrow. Ice cream tebiganye. You know, when we found ice cream wasn't there, then Aban was like, Daddy, we buy chips. And I told him the chips are not there, because buying ice cream is cheaper than buying chips. So katate ice cream muonya don't take and be a bay. Anyway guys, today is question Friday. Temuina bibuzo banange mubuze bibuzo babadde mu nebo kiba scientific. We have our science JK. He knows all those science things. If it's a chibuzo of Katemba marketing, but people here have answers. Good morning, Keith. I hope you're doing very well. Yeah, so you guys, I do pre-purchase inspection. If you're going to buy a car and you don't want to be cheated, you don't want to buy a bad car, I'm your man. I charge for the service. Definitely, you pay 400,000 and I help you get that good car. One thing you need to know is that omuntu yake nemye ogule motoka namukwasa makanika nemuga gendo omuguzenza nemye naye yamulemererwa okitegeera. So normally my turnaround time is 2 days. When you promise kids something, do it. It trains their integrity. Hey, Kale, I'm going to buy them ice cream today, but I gave them yogurt, Jake. Their integrity. By the way, my sons have integrity, if they know what that means. They tebanayiga kulimba. Ate sagala bayige kulimba kuba abani. Wanayiga kulimba ajja kunimba nnyo. He's convincing. He's very convincing. Yeah. So that was the story. Thank you, Jake. Ngena mugulira bana bagulira ice cream waabwe leero. Zabagulira ice cream. Chechi yache nabasuubiza. Chesinabawa. Kati ato ngambi kati ndandisa okulowooza byenzize mbasuubiza. Bisinga mbadde mbikola. What's up with the matching day? Most cars on Gigi normally have matching day in the description. But one thing you need to know, Alan, emoroka yonna yonna egaana ewalala yonna nga abasuubuze ewalala bagaanyo gigula ngambi ababi matching day bagigula. Martha, it's possible that the guy didn't have money. That's a possibility. Na guy yamenya. Then later on, he came back when we were buying some other car. Still he failed to buy a car on a fuel of someone else. We were buying another person's car. So he sat in the car. We drove him on another person's fuel. Still he failed to buy a car. And that time no one was even charging him. Still, I know what you're innocent. That's the only person we failed to get a car. Kuba twamulaganga n'emmoroka ennungi ezirimu obusuubuzi, you get, he still failed. Then nangamba at that time actually yandeta n'okwongeza sente because he gave me 350k, but he wanted me to use all that money in fuel looking for his car. I told him go and ndetera n'okwongeza sente n'ensala n'ennaku because actually for him we spent 3 days looking for a car with him and failed to get a car. And I told him, you know what, my brother, if you want me to get you a car, pay again. Kati bannange byagayiba. Emotoka ekusikako etya. Emotoka ekusikako etya. Rawumu ekusikako etya. Let's be serious, people. Rawumu ekusikako etya. Omuntu nga rawumu esobola okusikako togula motoka biveeko. Muleke kutuvumaganya. The Rawumu is a 1.5cc car. ekusikako eti abantu ambetaga tubakuba emiggo. Don't buy a car when you're not ready. Don't buy a car when you're not ready. Mr. Mark II Musota as my first car just for drive, but I see on the internet they are sold 6 million. Anti kakati, those Mark IIs, the cheaper, the worse the condition. You get the cheaper, the worse the condition. But 6 million, you can get a Mark II that is drivable. It's just that you'll have repairs to do it, but you will get. Nze nyinza obutakurecommending agigula emiliyoni omukaaga naye bw'ogenda wekka you can even get at 5. If you go alone you can even get at 5. Actually I think even at 4. They are there, those cars are there, but just make sure you inspect it. But a Mark II Musota, I would recommend you have a budget of about 8 million, the Musota. Then the Grand have a budget of about 10 million. You may not necessarily spend it all, but it's a good thing to have have it in mind that quality is at this amount. He was window shopping. Window shopping that's expensive. When you do window shopping you go alone. When you pay 400k for pre-purchase inspection, you need to be ready to buy. Normally there are guys that have been calling me, Arthur, I want to come and buy, then and I tell them, you know what, come and we go together. And we look for your car together. That day or the next day you'll get a car if you're clear about what you. But of course there are people that come ngagaya ina million 10 nenge moroka jayagala is 20 million, and you tell him clearly that the car you want is 20 million, but he says let me come and we look. Of course me, I have kids to feed. You give me your car 400k, I will eat it. Bore miracle. But if I tell you that the car you want is 20 million and you have 10 million and you insist, me, I will take the 400,000 and then we'll go to the market. You pay your 10 million in Gabakubanja. I have started getting thoughts of buying a Land Cruiser 80 series as a project car. You buy JK at tugenda beda ojigula ne bakolanga ko mpola yetago call, and the chances that you'll actually get it na nungi. You get it? So you don't take people to buy mulambo. Martha, the serious center ya chibi. Era when someone calls me and they want a car and I know they can't get it in that budget, I tell them you will not be able to get that car in that budget. You get it? And gwebole merako. No problem. Me, I have your 400k. Me, actually, the moment you sit in my car, that's how I say. If it's in English, I say, can I get my fee? Me, I get my fee before we kusimbula. Because I've realized most of the time people don't want to pay my 400k upright, like all of it at once. They disturb me. Those people that can wake up in Jakuabing at Mazogura, Batawanya, actually, if you're going to do pre-purchase inspection with me, you come with my 400k in hand. Like when you sit in my car, you do give me my money. Mutawanya, I want to learn the food export and food transport business. Does anyone know where I can start, guys? We have a question here. Keith Robin is asking, does anyone know, have an idea about food export and transport business? Like you take avocados to Denmark where JK lives, or why you take matoke there. Does anyone have an idea? Let's try to, if you have an idea, then you can, if you have a lead where you can probably direct him again, probably for him to learn it. Yeah, it's a very good approach. You don't start a business that you don't have ideas about. But I've heard that business actually makes a lot of money, Robin. You can kugagawara in a year. No gurazi kawundo, no gurazi Mark X. There is that Mark X, I think that's like 2010. Chiboro kecho chiri comfortable banange na amafuta. Na era bobo chineyo nga chikuza chintonere nze mukama jakuwo mukisa. So JK is saying one of my friends in Canada tried the food export business but was frustrated by business. It has godfathers. I've heard the same thing about manufacturing. that if you set up a factory in Uganda, there are people that will become sycophants. Nga yobo bwe muluma nga kubira wayempereza million 2. And the Indians survive because they have a lot of capital. So bengo ziba jigaba openly. That's why most of the factories are owned by Indians. You get it? So I think basically every profitable business in Uganda has those people that milk it. How can one have a clean interior with kids below 5 years and a pregnant mom who is enthusiastic about feeding her kids with what she sees? Buy seat covers. I think the first thing you're going to do is buy seat covers. Then you take a diva. Okay? Put a diva once out. That makes it very easy to be cleaned. Basically, me, I gave up. I gave up on that. I wash as much as I can. That's why my car is never clean. But in the interior, I wash it only on the weekend. Actually, the thing that happens is when I'm going to meet people to buy cars, for example, my wife cleans the interior at night the day before. So she does it herself because she knows. So she cleans it at night the day before. Let me even turn up the volume. Baulide. Muchara Brian. Bana imoroka y'omusajja jikume nga nyonjo. Endabika y'omusajja kye kitiibwa kye nga mwe muli nti nno endabika y'omukyala kye kitiibwa kye kati fe endabika y'omoroka yaffe kye kitiibwa. You get. JK, what are godfathers? Godfathers are mafias, yes. Even in the education sector, they are godfathers. There is a very big school owner in Uganda. I was talking to one of his teachers and he told me, "Gwe, oyo guy tomumanyi, ali very humble, naye mbu n'okutugatuga. Gwe muyimirire maaso n'okutugatuga." Okitegeera. So I think in every industry that is profitable in Uganda, there are godfathers. Now these godfathers, they know how to evade the taxation system. They know how to evade the police, maje. They are the gamba nogu of that industry basically. And unless you have a connection to the gamba nogus of that particular industry, there are chances that you'll get frustrated. So probably case Robin, if you can get connections to the godfathers, trust me, your business will judge somewhere. But without the godfathers, which means you're going to be salarying more than them. And I think the godfathers, they are the same people that took over the marijuana industry. You remember they made it legal to plant marijuana in Uganda by certain people that are allowed to plant it. You get it? So just like that, you'll find that it should not be illegal to buy like an armored vehicle because it's bulletproof. I just want to buy it, young. But then it's not everyone can buy an armored vehicle. That's why when a certain person bought a bulletproof vehicle, they took it and inspected it. So I think the issue that you have to deal with, Robin, is the issue of the godfathers. Once you have that sorted, business will be smooth. The guy who imports food from Uganda to Denmark is connected to Salim. So me, I find that until the mafia reduces, which is not anytime soon, business for now, full target, because you may find that they even kill you. But for what? You're trying to improve your life. But if you have connection to the godfathers, go on. Wait an import business. Market search kirabika bulungi bannange. N'ekyo kya 2.5. Yeah, man, we are in jam, but he knows what he's feeling right now. Me, I'm using AC, but you'll find that he's even not using AC. Choking. He can't breathe, but he's imagining putting AC when the car is already drinking fuel like it was sent to drink it. So guys, question Friday. Let's ask questions. So the Vits we bought, actually you guys, the Vits are so many in the market, but majority of them are trash. So you need to inspect. And majority of the Vits on the market are by the 1.0cc. So I was surprised when this gentleman actually told me that, you know what, someone is sending me a 1.3cc Vits at 8 million. I was surprised. Actually, the first time he sent me the pictures, he said this is 1.3, and I saw the engine and I told him this is a 1.0. And he told me, you know, this guy was telling me because many people want to buy the car, but it's a month and nobody has bought it. That's how brokers act. A broker will make you think that so many people want to buy the car. My Canadian friend who was frustrated has a mother who even received a hero's medal because she was a veteran too. Even her mother's connections, she was frustrated. Uganda, man. You leave Uganda alone. Uganda is on its own continent. Ako ka sound ke muya ka moto kizukola SC. Era buli woka wira boti ngomanya SC, the SC has switched on. Kati the people that have new cars like me, new cars in old bodies, it's what is in the inside that matters. Forget about the outer beauty, inner beauty of this car. So I think every business in Uganda has its godfathers, and for you to be successful, you need to know how to handle the godfathers properly. Awojja kunyumirwa Uganda, but without knowing how to handle the godfathers, ebintu biba bijja kutabukako. Bwe nkojiro yo window. Nkojiro yiwa? Kajamu ka leero baba. She left Uganda and went back to Canada to settle there. Nze nange Uganda bweneegaana. Njeko ojja kundabirawo nga njogera oludanishi nga ngoyizoloza nakulirayo. Uganda bweneegaana obulungi eti. You'll find me saying vudanwa dude. Nga njogera oludanishi nga nkusinga n'okusinga. Even the fishing was invented, like JK said. UG, man, it's very hard to make an honest living in Uganda. Nengate, if they left the market to be open, everyone would be happy. Not just fishing, by the way, even advertisement, even construction. Even the guys that get projects, I'm part of an entrepreneurship group, guys, entrepreneurs, real movers. Someone actually just won NSSF $20,000. They are that good, but they also say tebachayagala nakolera government, because they give you a project of, let's say, 200 million. Nenga, they want you to do the job. Like, it won't slow it down. Yeah, 97. Indakonda be. Endala zili coach. Endala zili coach. Ate endala. Ate endala. Ete kukuba eri entono gyoboteekako inaka 20 GB gyoboteekako. So these guys in the group, they were complaining voda nadwe ako nakayiga nenjiganeka high nenjiganeka gomogen ndozo olaba jeke ngendo okuyiga oludanishi nze ensi neegaana bweti mugenda kunsanga ndi no way era olaba n'abaana bange amanya nagabatuumanga neetegekera tough times but no way nnyo. One is Rolf, the other one is Ragnar. Can't you find them in a Norwegian classroom? Norway. Anyway, these guys in the WhatsApp group about entrepreneur, they were complaining. You get a project of 200 million, but these guys want you to do the job that is worth 200 million at a cost of 50. They take 150 million in bribes. After they frustrate you, they don't give you the money. If you don't finish the job, you get locked up. You get it? So the guys were saying they don't want government projects. Me personally, I no longer want government projects also. Basing on the experiences I'm reading in that group, because my group of construction, some people are doing PR and marketing. You get some people are doing consultancy, some people are doing research, but they're all complaining about the same thing. Like the mafias. Arthur, how much a plot 50 by 100 with a title around your area? 15. Right now, but 15 to 25, depending on the location. 15 to 25. But I'm thinking, well, okay, they come to say you're sort of at 10. Money's gonna zilinya. Come on. JK, I even have a textbook of colloquial Norwegian. I try to learn it via Uganda Bugany. Neka kati Uganda bwebe ganye. Mbanyi no biga kwa garabutayagara. You know, life can be tough on you and you do things you never thought possible. Kati Uganda nga yatabuse wano oyogero no wenga buli omwalu uli arufune nga babitegeera olaba nga how people come from like Gulu and they come Oluganda lwayogera nga lufunga mululira lufue nenga muino mutegeera lwa mpaka. Actually one of the partitions can't even be installed because it has byte locker. So you see a northerner will come from the north and they are speaking very bad Luganda, but you understand it because you understand is a northerner. So I'll go to Norway and speak my Norwegian. Everybody will know it's wrong Norwegian, but they will be okay. This guy is African. He's trying to survive. What have you said? Oh, you go there. So, in Uganda, my backup plan is Europe. I shared you a YouTube video on a brand new Suzuki. What you say? I've not actually watched it. Abe, sorry. I'm going to watch Banang but they too tight. But they too tight. I have a tenderpreneur friend whose life changed from getting government tenders. Because in government what gabanguzi. Tomalako. And I'm not saying it's the government that is, but it's the individuals in the government that are bad. There's a time I wanted to bid on a project, worked on everything. I traveled to Arua, and then when I got to Arua, I found this OG friend of mine, and she was telling me Zukorachi, Feno diru yafe, the chairman wa committee mumanyi, yabadan kwa neguru. Amanyi ganzi kwa that time I ngasina bulungi na sente. Ninga obusente bwange obwadde busigadde unabutadde mu preparing ebintu bya bid bino. Chiki nangamba, I know the chairman even was vibing me yesterday. The deal is ours. The deal is ours. And then we were there seated in the waiting room. The chairman came. Namukwatako mu ngalo ne bewahaga. My hope diminished even more. We went to the committee, but I already knew. So we came back with the chick in the bus. Of course, but he also overprices his services to make up for the cost of doing business. So we have to do that. I did think I did it. I did it. No way. No way. You have to prepare for a rainy day. Yeah. So Abby, I'm going to watch that the video on the Suzuki, and I'll give probably my view tomorrow in the evening. So tomorrow my live will be at 5:15 after gym. Yeah, I'm gym. gusente bwezigana ate ne jimu egane, so you have to try other things ebimwe bigana ngokola ebirala. Anyway guys, my time is up. I have to go. I hope you guys have actually asked all the questions you had to ask. Tomorrow I'll be live at 5:15 p.m. in the evening. Tunyumiemu tuwayemu ate atongere kuyiga. Don't forget guys, I do pre-purchase inspection at 400,000 only, and that includes, of course, I come with a mechanic, and we check the car, we check the paperwork to make sure, and to make sure you buy a car that works, that will give you peace, that is also value for money. That's why roads in relatively flat Uganda cost more than in extremely highly Ethiopia. Yeah, because they have to give bribes, and on top of the bribes that you agreed with, you actually have to give the bribes that come afterwards from the mafias. But anyway, let me just go through the names here. JK, thank you for being #1 today. My JK always has many of the answers to the questions that we are looking for. Thank you for always being here, and everyone that actually engages. I don't take it for granted. Chivazo Innocent, Chris Da Vinci, Gaetano, Salmin, Lions Team, Abi, Solomon, Martha, Firstborn, Alan, Mark BZ, Keith Robin, Carlson, Brian, Charles Nkugwa, and Marvin Ruyonga. Thank you guys for engaging and being live. Namwe abali mukamoli, I don't take you for granted banange. I never take your effort, your data, your time for granted. It's always a pleasure for me to have you here. Yeah, of course there is another Marvin. Thank you very much. I wish you a very good Friday. I'll see you tomorrow evening 5:15. You can always text me your question. Live. You can always text me on my WhatsApp. It's in the description. Yeah, but don't forget customer tracking device nazo zitunda mitwala 3.5 kwa 4.5. Then I also sell car alarms at 250,000. Yeah, I wish you a very good day. Ciao, ciao, ciao.